Mama, we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a midi. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama, we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just trying to touch a milli.
Everybody, this is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. I want to thank everybody, as always, for showing love, for supporting, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Thank you. I appreciate you. Big shout out to Serenity Atkinson and her mother, Veronica. They threw an excellent event that I hosted on the Detroit Princess boat. It was a total success. If I'd never been to Disneyland before, but if I ever did, I would imagine it would be just like that. They had all the Disney characters, the princes, the princesses, the mermaids. I mean, it was just a whole vibe. The kids, it was a backpack giveaway, so they all benefited from it. So, I love being a part of positive things that contribute to the well-being of people in the community, from youth all the way on up. Even if you was an adult, that day you just felt like a big old kid, man. So I was definitely honored to do that and, be a part of that. Today we got a special guest on here. She gonna break bread. She gonna share her story. Stacey Coleman, what's going on, girl? How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. Welcome to the El Nino Podcast. Glad you showed up and show out.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. It's so nice.
Yeah,
yes, I love it. It's nice.
So, tell the people a little bit about yourself, a little bit about where you from, how you grew up, where you grew up,
okay,
what it is and what it ain't.
All right. So, correction. My name is actually Stacey Seals because I know my husband is tuning in. Okay. And I'm from the east side of Detroit. I went to Persian High School. I'm class of 93.
What? Dope
yes,
boys.
Everybody is actually celebrating their 30-year alumni. So I am a dope girl.
Home of the dope
some
boys.
Dope girls tuning in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Definitely like this and share this.
Shout out to my man Dean. I go to Pershing. I speak to the youth over there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I go to the school,
awesome.
speak to them, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a lovely school. Actually transferred from Finney High School where I was not learning zilch. Wasn't learning anything there. Went to Persian. It was like a total life-changing experience. I had never had any classes with any Arabic students. Mm-hmm. At that time, the school was like 60% black, 40% Arabic. Mm-hmm. Just learning how to respect
cultures,
different cultures, and
it's crazy because I was looking at all the class pictures in the
Mm-hmm.
high school, like all around.
Yeah.
And that's all I seen was black and Arabs. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of Arabs that came to this school.
Absolutely. Actually, in 1993, our class was like the largest graduating class in Detroit public schools at that time. And that's what we always talk about, Detroit public schools and how some of them have closed down. Well, a lot of them have closed down, but just keeping the respect for the neighborhood schools open, children that live in the area, young adults that live in the area having an outlet, having a school that's at the corner, not having to go to charter schools and things like that. No diss, for, if your child is in a charter school, but just having a neighborhood school where your parents went to, your aunts and your uncles went to. That's, that's part of being part of the legacy.
Mm-hmm. So you said you went to Finney, right? And you said that you didn't really learn much. What do you think that was? Why do you think, because everybody has different comprehension skills, but it's also the culture of things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me rewind it.
Was it you? Was it them? Was it the system? You know what I'm saying?
It was me. It was definitely me. No.
Okay.
Okay. So, let me take it back. I got to take it back to middle school. So, I was in the seventh grade, and I actually had like 3 girlfriends in seventh grade that was pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, I guess my morale of school or what's going to happen to me was already kind of like dimmed down because of that. Yeah. And then I graduated from middle school, and then it was time to go to high school. And at the time, my mother
couldn't tell you shit. Get ready to go to high school. You feel grown as hell.
Shut up. So, my mother, true life story. My mom was a welfare mom. She didn't really get her first job until I was in ninth grade at Finney.
Wow.
All that time, my mom was at home and making it work off food stamps and her check that she gets once or twice a month, however that goes. And that was basically, my lifestyle at that time. Mm-hmm. And
did your mom used to take you to Focus Hope and make you go?
Yeah, I went to Focus Hope. Don't play.
I used to be embarrassed in the bug.
I would just stay in the car like, please don't let me out. Get it out the car. Don't let me go in, But
she be like, me home, grab the pork and the beef. You know what it is because the picture of the pig and the cow and everything's on everything.
Me and my brother, we always talk about barbecue beef to this day, like or the milk. I would tell my brother, don't drink the milk. This is the made milk. This is the one that she split. But yeah,
I like that lumpy farina. That's what I like. I like that lumpy stuff.
I can't stand you. But yeah, nothing's wrong with Focus Hope. You got to do what you got to do till you can do better.
Grew up on that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when you had them food stands back in the days,
ain't nothing wrong with that
you go to the grocery store, mom whipping out books. Or she used to send me and my brothers to the store to get change, buy something for 10 cents, 25 cents, get the change. I'm like,
she'd be like, hold the book, don't tear it out till you get there.
Yeah.
Those were the days, those were the days.
Yeah, definitely, man. If they only knew the shit we had to go through to get to where we at today.
Yes. And then I was a stubborn child. Sometimes I refused to go. Like, I had to be in the mood. I had to really want something from the store to do it. I would be like, forget it. Is it the green dollar or paper dollar? I was that child. But
man, when you were a kid, you be so self-conscious about everything, man. I remember one time my mom pulled up with a loud-ass muffler. I said, oh, no, I ain't about to jump in this car. Everybody looking at me right now. Anyway, he get in the car with the loud muffler,
Yeah.
Crazy. I love my mom, man, but my mom used to be about 400 pounds back in the days, man, and mom always want to come to the school and see me. I used to be embarrassed of my mom, like, damn, man, everybody gonna crack jokes on me because my mom big. You a kid, you don't know. You got all these complexes because you think everybody gonna tease you and talk crazy to you,
Yeah, I get it. I did used to tell my mom, please do not come up to the school with rollers in your hair, but thank God she wasn't that mom. She wouldn't do it, but some people did. Some people, parents did do it. Had the rollers in the hair, had the house shoes on.
Come straight in
like,
there.
please do not come up here. Don't ever come up here like that. Yeah, nightgown and everything. But no, my mama, she wasn't like that. Like I said, my mom didn't get her job, her first full-time job until ninth grade. Mm-hmm. I was at Finney. Everybody was hanging out. Finney was the cool school. Shout out to the Highlanders. And I was cool. I was hanging out too. A few classes I went to, a few I did not. And I got that report card and it was like D, 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 F, and the A in gym, And my mom was like, what is this? And we moved to the other side of the world. We moved to 7 Mile and Mound and I went to Persian and my life changed. Mm-hmm. I actually had a math teacher that was like, I'm going to call your parent. And I think I laughed at him.
Wow.
And I believe that man came over my house like 3 days later. He knocked on the door.
Get out of here. He did a house call.
He did a house call. And when I saw that he cared, that's when I started caring about me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in your schools, did they used to paddle the kids? Like, did they ever paddle the kids? Because I remember when I was younger, they used to call home and the parents would get a principal permission to paddle you.
Well, I did go to a few elementary schools. I actually went to a lot of elementary schools. Like, I went to a lot of elementary schools, and they were paddling the hands. You know, they were paddling the hands, and then they would. I had a couple of teachers that tried to paddle the bottom, but that kind of fizzled out.
No, they was tearing our ass up with them damn paddles. You couldn't get away with that shit today. You can't even talk crazy
no, you
to
can't
a
even
kid.
talk to no
But
crazy.
they call the police or blow up the school.
Yeah, they will. They will. Or these kids gonna go head up with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
And then it just, everything's really politically correct today. You know what I'm saying? It's
Absolutely.
like you got to watch what you say, how you say it, who you say it to, who's listening, paying
Yeah.
attention. I'm like, God dang, it's exhausting,
It is.
Times
it is,
have
but
changed. Everybody want their respect.
everybody want their respect.
It.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah.
And I understand it, and everybody's entitled to that.
Yeah, everybody's entitled to that, and everybody, you got to respect people for who they are, because you don't know what they've been through, what they going through, how they feeling on the inside. You got to respect them.
Yup, definitely. So, going on to high school, what was that experience like for you?
Oh,
Couldn't tell you shit.
Going out of high school, oh my goodness, I don't know if my mom watching this show. I left home at 1 week after high school, and I was just, I'm grown, I'm out of here. I done walked across the stage. In 1 week, I was done. I was done with the mom, being at home, being with my mom and my stepdad, and I was on my own.
Yeah,
I was on my own.
Yeah, I know, man. Did you have siblings?
I do. I have 2 younger brothers.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother. He's actually one of the hibachi kings on East 8 Mile Road. I'm extremely proud of him. He just started his business. I have a brother in between us, and we're all 7 years apart. Yeah.
Dang, 7, 14, 21.
Yeah.
And you was the leader.
I was the leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everybody graduated from high school.
For real? Oh, that's good, man.
Yep, everybody graduated from high school. My middle brother's already a grandfather. I'm not a grandma. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, we all doing good.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy to hear it. I just, both of my younger brothers, they graduated, but it was like in my era, like nobody was talking about graduating nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was about survival. We stayed in survival mode. Understood. Nobody really talked about, work ethics or, graduations or anything like that. We was celebrating people getting out of prison and shit, or celebrating before they go into prison. That was the kind of shit,
That's understandable. That's definitely understandable. I just was talking to my husband the other day, and I was just saying, like, I really wish it was like a lot of summer jobs that, a lot of summer jobs basically helped us pace how we respect jobs, or how we was going to respect, you 14, you get your summer job. Now you want it when you're 15 and you want it when you're 16. And then kind of after that, you ready to go into finding your own job, and you respect having a job. I don't know what happened during COVID, but customer service is crazy. Or they be on their phone, or you smiling, they looking at you like you ain't walked into the establishment. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of distractions.
It is.
And that phone is a huge distraction. That
It is.
That occupy a lot of people's lifetime. People live their life through.
They do.
Through the internet.
They do.
I mean, on that type of shit, you can recreate yourself. Every day you can be somebody different if you want to.
Hey, if that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I just hate the fact that so many people lose touch with reality. And it just shows that people really do need each other, because it be so many people just seeking attention or validation.
Yeah, that'd be
people will step by step post everything they do every hour. I ate this, I went here, my kids this, I just that. I'm like, yeah, dang.
Yeah.
Why don't you just come over or something? Why don't you just go over your friend's house,
Absolutely.
or something like that? Because I just feel like it has taken the genuine affection away from humanity with people, like you said, when you came in, I gave you a hug because, that's how I grew up, that's how we greet people, with love and welcoming and stuff like that,
Absolutely.
And that's just, my culture. That's how we operate.
Oh, my family hugs too. My family and friends
It's
hug
some
too.
people that don't, though. They'll be
Yeah, it
like,
is
"What
some
you
people
doing?"
that don't.
Like,
Like,
oh, shit. It makes them uncomfortable. Or they
Yeah.
like freeze up, don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah. So what kind of student were you in high school?
For the most part, I would say maybe like 2.7.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
B minus, C plus, some B's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never was an A student.
Did you ever play any sports or anything?
I played softball.
Okay.
I played softball. I practiced. I practiced, and oh my God, if any doe girls or doe boys is watching, we're gonna always go down as the softball team that practiced our ass off, and we all got drunk one day, and one of the girls got drunk to the point where she almost committed suicide on 7 Mile.
Oh,
And the
wow.
police was called and went back to the school, and we all was kicked off the team, and they had a new softball team in like 3 days.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And then to be just at that age, like, what kind of impact did that make on you, though? Like,
I totally was like, first of all, I was like, how did you get that drunk? And, like, why you come back to my house,
Yeah, definitely.
So more so, a lot of people looked at me as a leader at that time, and that's how I end up taking the bulk of it, because they was like, we was at Stacey house, and I was just like, who said say Stacey house? But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, but you got a strong presence, you got, leadership, you know what I'm saying? The aura that you bring, it's easy for people to, want to look up to you and follow your lead. And like, you the firstborn, like I'm the firstborn. And I'm like, I was deprived of a childhood just because I had to grow up so fast and help my younger brothers, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I see that in a lot of families today where, the oldest sibling, always had to grow up so fast because they grew up with so much responsibility.
I get it.
And they get deprived of, other opportunities that,
Well, I wouldn't say deprived. My mom needed my help at that time. She needed me to babysit. And a lot of people in the neighborhood would be like, "Oh, wow, she got a kid," and I would be like, "No, I do not have a kid. This is my little brother." But
and see how normal it is, though, to see a young person with the
Absolutely.
kid and just assume that it's theirs.
Just assume that it's theirs. We definitely have to stop judging a book by its cover. Instead of doing that, ask the person if they need help. If you see somebody, do you need a ride? Although I don't suggest that you get nobody car in today's times, but instead of just judging and looking and pointing, get a sister or the brother a couple $, or hey, I made this bag for you. I made this for your child. Would you accept this? Just try to help. Don't tear down nobody, because believe me, you will get a turn in the line.
Man, I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
life don't play no games. It's equal opportunity for the good, the bad, and the ugly to come down
Absolutely.
your way.
Absolutely.
And them tables will turn overnight. You know what I'm saying? You could be
Absolutely.
right on top, and then the next day you right on down.
Okay.
You better learn how to swim, because you will sink if you don't.
Absolutely.
And there's a huge lack of resources and true love and friendship where people want to help you, because everybody carrying their own baggage. Everybody got their own problems. Even if they
Absolutely.
love you and care about you, they might not have the time or the money to give you that you might need.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
real.
Totally
Yeah.
agree.
And then I ended up dropping out of school in like 9th grade. I never had I never even had it in my mind to ever graduate.
Oh.
I just but that's how impacted I was, from my community and my family, like it just wasn't in the cards for us. Everything was about the streets,
Okay.
But, I'm just glad that where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying, was the outcome, after everything.
absolutely.
Because I say it all the time, like I wasn't supposed to be here, like all the shit I went through, I should have been dead or doing life in prison. And, I got a second chance and I won't blow it,
Absolutely. Amen. Amen to that.
Yup. So, who are some of the people that inspired you when you were growing up? Like some of the people that were close to you, whether it's family, friends, neighbors?
I had a really close relationship with my grandmother. Definitely respect the hell out of my mom. I love my mom. To be honest, I didn't really understand her until around age 29, 27, 28. I just was like, man, this lady is always on my ass. She's always on my back. But now, age, maturity. Just, I really respect her. I I love her. Growing up, I had this man named Mr. Coleman that lived next door to me. I might have been like 5 or 6. He had a garden, because that's stuff that you don't see no more, where people just having gardens and you come over and pick some apples, pick some pears, pick some peaches. That's unheard of in today's times. Or just spending some time with your grandparents pulling up the weeds. I just recently had my 11-year-old help me pull up some weeds, and he was like, "Man, this is hard." And I'm like, "No, it's not hard. This is you maintaining your property, respecting your property, loving your property." So,
and respecting Earth, Mother Earth.
Yeah.
I feel like everything you do is a reflection of you. Like I was saying about my place, like you come down here, this is all me.
Yeah, this is dope. Yeah, this is dope.
I'm sure coming to your home, it's a reflection of you and the life that you built with your husband.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely had a good relationship with my father, a good relationship with my stepfather. I've had the same 4 parents since I can remember. Since around age 4 and 5, I had the same 4 parents. So even with the rearing of my children, with the relationships that did not work and the relationships that did start after that, when my kids' fathers came around, I made sure whatever man was in that relationship spot, hey, don't step to them. Hey, don't step to this person. That we're doing this for the kids. I don't care if you uncomfortable, suck it up. This is for my child. We're getting along for my child. It's not nothing sexual there. The relationship is over. It's just about what you want your child to see. What you want the next generation to grow up and know how to respect one another. If the relationship sours, you don't gotta. As adults, I feel like it's our responsibility, or it was my responsibility at the time, to not sour on my kids that the relationship didn't work. I'm still gonna respect this person. We're gonna still talk. They're gonna still see us chop it up, kick it, all that.
And that's good. That's dope. That's maturity, and it's good for kids to be able to see that, because a lot of kids don't grow up seeing that.
No, they don't.
They see a lot of, they're traumatized through a lot of the things that they experience with, parents. I mean, whether it's, illegal in the courts, or, just the ugly shit, busted windows, shooting, murder. I mean,
stop doing that. Hey, note to self, stop doing that.
Tires. I got a cousin. Love you, cuz. The house next door, bitch got about 32 bullet holes in it. I said, damn, cuz, like, you in the trenches right now. Windows busted, everything. I said, they must got a lot of shit going on over here, cuz. She was like, cuz, only one person did that. The baby mama. She been over here, shot the bitch up, threw bricks through the window, damn near ran the car through the house. I said, are you serious?
No.
He was pregnant and everything. I said, oh,
Wow.
hell no. She was a hell raiser. She wasn't playing no games.
No.
She was letting them have it. I said, man, that shit is wild. But that's that anger. That's that emotion, man, you got to be, on a whole nother level of just anger and resentment.
Yeah, you do. You do.
To go to that
they
level.
still in the, if they busting out your windows and shooting up your house, they are still in a relationship. People, abort, run away.
Man, she pulled up pregnant, firing on his ass. I said, golly.
No, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that in 2023, because they take domestic violence real serious today, folks. You will push somebody and be in jail for 30 days. Let the wrong person see you do it.
Man,
don't do that. It's too many cell phones out, too many cameras out. Stop doing it.
It's crazy, though. I mean, I was gone for 17 years, so when I came home, it's a whole new world,
Okay.
Women running the world. But the crazy shit is I done seen the women, they the one beating up the men now. I said, God damn, I talked to a couple guys. Yeah, I had to call the police on her. I said, for what? She got the hammering on my mom. I said, God damn. I said, times have changed. They ain't playing no games. Put you dead in your nose as soon as you get sideways.
Nah, you can't force you. You cannot force anyone to be in a relationship with you. Don't do that.
I think a lot of people have just become part of, vicious cycles of things that they grew up, what I'm saying, unstable relationships, unhealthy relationships. People are, just struggling with so many different things, from mental health to drug addiction to alcoholism to trauma, what I'm saying, that they haven't healed from yet. And, and they carry that baggage and then they pass it on to the, to the next generation.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Totally
Yep.
agree with that.
So I keep up with you all the time on Facebook because you always got some posts. You always got something going on. You always got money, business. You know what I'm saying? Like, how'd you get off into that?
So, well, when it comes to, well, I actually have two businesses. I am a licensed esthetician by trade through the state of Michigan. I own a spa business in St. Clair Shores called Body Bar. That's on 9 Mile and Harper, and I started doing that around 2020.
Okay.
I've been a licensed esthetician since
So
about
during the pandemic.
Yep. I would say it was like real heavy around 2020, but I actually started the business in 2018.
Okay.
I've been a licensed esthetician since 2009. I transitioned from MGM. I was a cocktail waitress when I was much smaller. I was a cocktail waitress. I did all of that. I did that all up through my 20s, all my early 30s.
Made some good money.
I did. I make excellent money. It dropped coins. When the machine dropped coins, I was getting it.
Oh,
So
man.
yes, about mid 30s, I was just like, okay, I'm tired. My feet tired. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of working at night. I'm tired of staying up all night long. It's time to, do something else. So I became an esthetician, and how me and you met on social media. Through social media, again, I was seeing posts just like you, people setting up happy birthday, talking to the celebrities, everybody posting and what's going on with their life. You liking, you clicking, and you looking at pictures, people posting pictures. And in 2020, my oldest daughter, which is 25 now, my oldest daughter was getting ready to go to college. Her name is Radiance. She got accepted to Loyola University. Was a minority coming from a suburban school. And school was in Chicago, Illinois. I'm like, you really want to leave Detroit and go to Chicago? And she like, yeah, I sent her for the summer. She was able to see it. It wasn't really what I thought. It wasn't like south side of Chicago. It's like in an area called Edgewater. So very safe campus, Catholic college.
Okay.
Private Catholic college, and they got to go to mass on Wednesday and Saturday. I'm like, yeah, you're going there,
Getting baptized every day.
Right, you're going there. So
gonna drink holy water.
I'm like, yeah, I like the school, So 3 weeks before she's getting ready to go to school, we did the open house. We did every open house you can think of. She got all her accolades from family members, and they called me. How they catch you off guard. Nina, hey, how you doing? It was one of those calls. It was just like, hey, Stacey, how you doing? I was just like, hey, how you doing? They was like, oh, we're just so excited for your daughter to come on campus, and we're looking over everything, and we just need a few more dollars. You know how they say a few more dollars? And I'm like, how much is a few more? In my head, I'm thinking 800. I might be able to get up on 800. Even if they said 15, I can get up on 15. They wanted $7,800.
$7,800.
They wanted $7,800, and they wanted it yesterday. So during that phone conversation, this lady wanted me to pay it right away, and I was just like, "Well, hey, I don't have $7,800." And she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." You know how they say that? "Oh, don't worry about it." And she was like, "We're gonna send you a Parent Plus loan link. Did you get it? Just check your email," because she didn't want me to get off the phone at all. So I go into my email, and she was like, I'll walk you through it. So the lady walking me through it. And in the inside, I'm like, oh, God, I'm thinking about my credit score. And I do the loan, and she was like, don't worry about it. It's going to take you 60 seconds. So I'm typing on my phone, and I'm like, you get it? She was like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry. We're going over it now. And then she was just like, oh, you didn't get approved, but don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Yeah, they was like, don't worry. And he was like, well, can you have her father do it? And I said, sure, let me call him. So I got to get my posture together. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I need you to hit this link. And he couldn't get it. He couldn't get approved. And my husband at the time, he had just got approved for our house where we living at. So he couldn't add anything else onto his credit. But I'm noticing, I'm on social media. I'm looking at posts. I'm liking stuff. People I don't know, I'm telling them happy birthday. And I remember seeing a post that said, who do you know with less than perfect credit? I scrolled past that. I ain't had no like. I ain't heard it. I ain't shared. I didn't tell nobody about it. I scrolled past that. And I told my phone up looking for that. I think it might have took me like a week to find that post. Damn. And I found the post. I DM'd the girl. We started talking, but then you get imposter syndrome. And what I mean by that is,
you don't know what's
I'm
real
just
and what's
like,
fake.
I'm not about to mess with this person because I don't know this person. But then that reality wore off because you did just get denied for a Parent Plus loan, right? You might want to listen to this person. And it just so happened that, again, we about to go on vacation in a couple weeks. And the lady posted, you know, we going on vacation to Miami for the weekend. We balling out, but I can't get approved for a Parent Plus loan. But I can go on vacation. I can sit on the beach and look like I can get approved, but I can't.
Yeah.
So she posted that she was actually going to that she was moving to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And I said, well, inbox her because this is your opportunity to see if this person is a ghost. And I inboxed her. I said, hey, can I have your phone number? She gave me her phone number, and I asked my fiance at the time, now that he's my husband, I said, hey, can we cut our trip short and go over to Fort Lauderdale? I want to hook up with this girl. I want to see if she up on the up and up. So long story short, we sit down. We have a long conversation because she wanted to just hit me with the presentation real quick. I was like, I got a few more questions. I actually spent like 3 hours with her.
Damn.
And then I said, you know,
had a lot of questions.
I had a lot. Cause now I'm like, you know, you just was in Texas. You know, when I met you was in Texas. So again, I'm still being, and you know, the detective, but I got bad credit being a detective. I'm grilling this person. I'm the one that need help, but I'm grilling her.
Yeah.
I'm grilling her. And I was just like, well, how are you doing this? And she was like, I run this business from my cell phone. I can do this, you know, in any state. And I just was like, you can do this from any state from your cell phone. And now a Capricorn in me, you know, has kicked in. You know, I'm like, I want to make some more money too, you know. So I came on as a business owner, as well as needed my credit restored. In about 60 days, my life turned around. I was able to get a Land Rover removed from my credit report. I had bankruptcies that I had applied for previously. I was able to get those public judgments off that definitely would take your score down 100 points just by having a public judgment that has been discharged. I was able to get that.
What is a public judgment? Just like you speaking Chinese to me.
All right. So what a public judgment is let's just say you get evicted, or you get your car repossessed, or you do have to file bankruptcy. Well, where people be like, oh, I'm filing bankruptcy after it has been discharged, the inquiries and things like that have been removed. But what they don't tell you is this public judgment is going to now go into another area of your credit report to still hurt you. And it was a public record. So anybody of substance or that's going to want to give me credit after I apply for it now can see this public judgment. So that still was hurting me. So I was able to get the public judgment removed, and I was also able to get a $10,000 student loan removed. So after that happened, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm telling everybody I'm running with this, you know, because as always, we gonna be Inspector Gadget. We gonna make sure it works before we tell anybody. And I was one of those people. I had a whole business I had invested in. I didn't do anything with the business sector part of it. I just wanted to see if it worked credit wise. And after it worked credit wise, you know, I told my sisters, I told my brothers, I told everybody that would listen. I had never had anything close to a 700 credit score. I didn't even think a 700 credit score existed, because I was hanging out with people that was getting a 620 and they was buying a house, or they was getting a 640 and they was buying a car. But after you get to 640 or you get to 620 and you purchase your home, what they don't tell you is your credit score is going to go back down 30 to 40 points. Now you back to a 5. Now your credit score back messed up. And had you... For
real? I thought that would boost your credit.
No, because you're going to get approved for the home or you're going to get approved for the car, but your credit score still got to take a hit. But if you were financially literate, you would want to have or strive to have a 700 and above, so that once you purchase that home or you purchase that car or you get that business loan and you have that 30 to 40 point reduction, you still have a good credit score.
Okay.
So
teach me something, learn me something.
So that was what I was struggling with, and After that, my life had been
That shit's
forever
stressful
changed.
though, ain't it though? Like having all that debt on you, and like, I mean,
Well, the thing was, it's not even really, at that time, I wasn't stressed out about that. I was stressed out about all my life. I had, a smart child, because we just talked about high school, what my grades were. I mean, I had a straight A student. And she going to school, she getting good grades, she writing for the school newspaper. You can just see the dreams behind her eyes. And when I got that phone call and I couldn't get approved for that loan, my daughter was like, she had like lost her back, like her little back had kind of healed up. And I kind of felt, I really did feel like a failure as a parent. You tell your child, go to school, go to sleep, wake up, get dressed, go to school, do your homework. I'm going to help you. Let's do this report. You do all these things and your child get into the school because let's just back up. Anybody that's about to send their kid to school in the fall, it's going to be some hidden costs. And as a parent, how can you not be prepared for the hidden costs? Or let's just say you send your child to school with everything that they need. What if they get sick? Have you saved some money to be able to put into the car to go pick them up? You got some money, say, to get a airplane ticket to bring them back home. Can you get there to check on them? Those are hidden costs. Those hidden costs would not be a hidden cost if you had a credit card with $5,000 on it, or a credit card with $7,000 or $10,000 on it. So after you use your 10%, you haven't maxed out the credit card, not having a $500 one. So once you buy that $395 plane ticket, now you have maxed out your card. Now your credit score has dropped, but you trying to go check on little Bobby and Whitney. So like, I'm just saying, we got to make it make sense. We got to definitely make it make sense. And I'm out here helping people with the change.
That's dope. That's good. That's great, because you're helping people evolve. You're helping people obtain ownership.
Absolutely.
And that should definitely be the goal.
Absolutely.
That should definitely be the mission, and the legacy that you leave behind. And when I was in prison, the criminal justice system don't discriminate. They don't care if you're rich, poor, blind, deaf. They don't care. I see motherfuckers in prison, no legs, no arms, one eye. They don't care. They lock you up. They want you to pay your dues,
Right.
But I've sat down with successful people, people who, invested years in college and got degrees and here and there. And that was the difference that I realized between my people and so many people that come from urban communities, is that they suffer from having an impoverished mentality and lack of information and education. Like, a lot of successful people always plan and prepare for the future.
Right.
They save for their kids' college. They save for this, that, and the other. Like I said, when you come from poverty, the only thing you want to do is just get through the day.
Yeah.
Nobody taught us about what to do with money. Nobody taught me the value of saving money, and that's made a lifelong impact on me, because you just living in the moment. I could die tomorrow. That's how we felt. Like, shit, we could be dead tomorrow, so we might as well live it up today. And even though we was hustling and we was making money, I never had any direction. Nobody was like, hey, we'll save or put it up or invest in this or none of that type of shit. It was like we was living, one play to the next.
Okay.
And so coming home from prison, I had, when I went into prison, I was sitting with an old head, and he was a legal beagle, and he asked me, do you owe any child support? I said, yeah. He was like, right to front of the court, so they'll stop your payments. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you're going to be, the time that you're in here, they're going to keep increasing your, collecting, money for child support. So they ended up granting it. They stopped it. And then at the end of my bid, another old head legal beagle was like, hey, man, you should write to court and see if they'll forgive your debt. Child support debt. So I did it, and they did. They forgave my debt. I came home with a zero balance. It was an absolute blessing, and I was able to live a life that I never lived, because, like, before, man, I lived as an outlaw. I was in the streets. I didn't have no insurance on the car. I didn't have no license. You know what I'm saying? I was just bogue all the way across the board. And so coming home, You know, I got a job. I was able to open up a bank account. I got a car loan, successfully paid that off. And like, I got a credit score. Like, I was doing good. I got all these credit cards coming at me, and I'm like signing up for all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money. I had just came from home from prison, but they were giving me all this credit.
Okay.
And, you know, me being the man that I am, you know, you always want to do right and do, you know, the best for your family. And, you know, the holidays come around, or, you know, whatever we need. You know, I'm at Gardner White. We have Value City. I got cards, you know, so let's get it. Whatever you want. You throw the pillows in too, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Now the bills are coming. Now I got deadlines, and I got 5 different payments. And, you know, I'm like, oh, shit. And it hit me, and it's impacted me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I didn't know. And then I end up paying off one of my credit cards, assuming that it was going to boost my credit score up, and it didn't. It took a hit, because they was like, you're supposed to leave a balance on there, because if you pay it off, then they closed my account. I was like, how you going to close my account? I thought I was going, you know, and they was like, no, that's what happens if you don't leave a balance on there. I'm like, man, nobody taught me this. Nobody told me this. They just gave me all this money, $3,000 here, $5,000 there. I jumped on it, ran it up, and now I'm like, just, you know, trying to get myself out of that kind of shit, you know, and it's frustrating and it's overwhelming when you get emails and texts and phone calls and all this shit. It's like, God damn. But that's the impact of not being educated and being financially illiterate. And that was one of the things that they do, is they teach their kids about money and savings, and we didn't, you know, we weren't taught them things. We were just taught to survive.
Yeah, I totally get that. But I mean, sometimes you learn from experience, definitely. But the one thing that I could tell people, anybody that's tuning in, just when it comes to credit, don't close anything, because a large 30% of your payment history is how long you have had open credit, how long you have had the credit in general. I hear a lot of people say, oh, when I pay this credit card, I'm done. I'm closing this. No, don't do that, because you're gonna lose some of your payment history. And you're right. We was not educated properly, or people just kind of, you know, apply. Stop applying. Let's just go back to one major credit card you may have. Let's say, for example, you have a $1,500 credit card. Work with that. Work with what you got. Let's work with that. Work with what you got. Every 91 days, you have the right to pick up the phone. Hey, credit.com, whatever it is. Hey, you know, I had this credit card. I've been paying good. I've been paying right. I noticed that I haven't gotten an increase. And they're going to look at it. Now, you're not saying I would like to apply for an increase. You're using the verbiage, I haven't gotten an increase, because credit is a dance. Okay. You're gonna give me some money, and I'm gonna get this payment, and you're gonna make some interest off of me. So if they're making interest off of you, why aren't they increasing it? They're supposed to be increasing it. But our people that are not educated on it does not know that we are entitled to an increase. Somebody else getting an increase. The people across the street, around the corner, they getting an increase because somebody has shared this information with them. So we're gonna, for all of 2023, we're gonna stop saying that we're not educated. We about to get educated. If you're not educated, I'm putting together a large forum in a couple of weeks, and everybody, we gonna just be belly to belly, go question after question after question, so that our people can be educated. We are the ones that's always the last to the table. Why? We don't got to be last to the table. We deserve a seat at the table with our chest out. It's time to get the posture realigned. We have so many gifts, talents, things that we can do. Gifts. Exactly. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is awesome. Like, this is awesome.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. So you got this engineer over here. I can see his teeth smiling in the dark over there.
Hell yeah.
That's talent. And just like your institute that you invited me and my business partners to, we were blown away Who knew that existed? But if we're not out here networking, because I have been, closet following you for a long time. Like, who is this man? He was just on the news. I'm scrolling. He was just on the news. He was just, you popping up, and you doing things with the community. You doing things with just males in general, just helping other males. I see them standing alongside of you, but I see you with the stronger voice out of all of them. And that's okay, because you're helping to, you're speaking into the person that's next to you or down, 4 men away from you are strong enough or have the confidence or the posture to speak. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, hey, this is definitely the time for us to not only, let's take it back a bit. A person may not be ready to work on their credit. It could be intimidating. Hey, I just shared my story with you. I left Michigan with bad credit and met somebody in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because I did not believe them. I already kicked the tires, so we don't got to kick the tires no more. I am a real person. But what I'm saying is, it is time to take advantage. It is so many loans that are being given out. It's so many, fellowships that can be applied for. But you can't apply for it if your general credit is not right. I hear a lot of people, they'll skip over that. Well, how do I get to business funding? What's your personal look like?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna take a small peek at your personal credit. I just want to get business funding. You're not ready for that, sis. You're not ready for that, bruh. We can get to that, but let's start with this first. So. And
that's the thing, is that we're conditioned to want immediate gratification.
Right, microwave. Stop microwaving.
Yeah, we gotta understand that life is a process, you know, and we gotta meet each other in the middle.
Right.
You got to definitely do your part, man. That's a lot of people. They want everything to come to them, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You just got to put in work. Just like people who are in the streets, you put in work all the time. Like. Just keep that same motivation, but apply it to a different path.
Absolutely.
I tell guys all the time, like, man, the intelligence we have coming from the streets, from networking to social skills to, distribution, whether you're in drugs, whether you're the leader of a gang or whatever you may be, like, you possess an intelligence that you could apply to a different path and become successful.
You
can.
Yeah, you can.
You got to have that hustle in you.
You can.
You have to be able to network and have social skills and have diverse social skills.
Definitely diverse.
Definitely, because that's what the world is created by now is diversity.
Yeah, definitely diversity.
Everybody's got for the most part equal opportunity. Anymore.
Absolutely.
More now than ever.
Absolutely.
I see more of our people, successful now more than ever, and I'm like, damn, that's, I love to see that, that we're evolving and, slowly but surely we're catching up to things.
Yeah, we definitely are.
But it takes people like us to, share our knowledge. You got people who have knowledge and information, but they don't want to share it with people, and that comes from that whole crab in a bucket mentality. I'm like, shit, what I want for me, I want for mine, For real.
Yeah. I totally respect that. I totally respect that. I get, I have been a single parent before. I know the struggle of, transitioning from Section 8 housing to renting to purchasing a home. I've had all of those struggles. I have 4 children ranging from 11 to 29. Please don't tune in and say, how does she have an 11-year-old? She got a 29-year-old. Hey, things happen. But I totally get it. And it's not if I could just leave everybody with one message, the message would be, work on it. Work on whatever it is that you want to work on, whether it's writing a book, whether it's starting your own podcast, whether it is learning how to save, or whether it's starting a budget. You want to do it before you have to do it. You want to do it before your back is against the wall and you're made to do it. Or in like Nino's case, you don't want to do it and you can't do it. And the opportunity or the time has been taken away from you because you can't do it at all. Yeah.
Yep. My thing is trying to find a way to monetize podcasting, under some type of journalism, something, because last year I wanted to fold shop just because, like I said, it takes a lot of time, money, energy. I love what I'm doing. It's fulfilling its purpose, but I'm personally not being replenished by it. You know what I'm saying? And but it's just the people, you know, they keep me motivated. You know, the stories we tell, you know, you as a guest today, you're going to inspire somebody, you know, man, woman, you know, they're going to seek, maybe reach out to you. You might get a couple extra friend requests after this. You never know. Okay. Every time I have a guest, I get a couple extra friend requests.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it.
But, you know, it's the impact that you make, the legacy that you're leaving behind for yourself. But in real time though, it's like money is vital, man. You know,
it is.
and
that's
you know,
right up, it's right up there with air. I don't know what nobody is going through, but it's
real.
definitely right up there with air.
Without money, you can't live without. You can't do shit.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
And it ain't no fun.
No, it's not. It's
and,
not.
And I'm a humble person. I'm simple. You know, I know how to, you know, be in touch with the universe and be grateful for everything and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you need gas money, you need lunch money, and you got to get an oil change. And, you know, you got a lot of shit going on, and it all costs money.
It does.
It
definitely does.
So I feel like I'm worth some money. You know, you want to hear me speak? You want to come?
This is awesome. This nice. Yes, it looks really nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Hey, you're an entrepreneur. You haven't been on the podcast. You need to reach out to them because this is dope.
Yeah, definitely. Come on, share your story, share your journey.
Yes,
you know?
This is dope.
And sometimes it feels good to talk about things because a lot of times, you know, we don't have the conversations that we need to be having like this. You know, a lot of people, they get triggered by talking about their past because, you know, a lot of times they're still living with trauma that they haven't healed from. Yeah. But I'm like, that's where the healing begins, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of sitting at home and talking about everybody else's business, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about you.
Everybody
and yours.
has something to share that's worth value. Everybody got something down in them that will help the next person. Definitely. Yeah, and like I was saying, like, and you got a hell of a story. I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know if I ever told you that, but you got a hell of a story.
Thank you.
And I see a lot of people mirroring themselves after you, because you could have came home and said, you know, I'm kicking back, but you didn't do it. You out here in the trenches. I see you on the street. I see you on the streets, everywhere. On the news. Yep. You know, giving people shout outs. I love you guys' institute that you have.
Definitely. Shout out to the DHDC. They do a lot of good work there, and I feel
that
like
place is amazing. That's like a hidden gem. Like I would love, like if that was high school or middle school, that would have just like plateaued, you know.
Because, you know, we didn't have them resources when I was younger. We had a teen center, but, you know, you could play checkers and shit like that. But it wasn't like, you know, like it is now where they're actually investing in you. They're cultivating you. They're educating you, you know, with the robotics program and teaching you digital design and videography and photography and, you know, having a state-of-the-art recording studios and just arts and crafts and, you know, print shops, urban graphics. I mean, it's just whatever your interests are.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah,
man.
it's awesome. We were blown away. We were really blown away. We talked about it for like hours when we got home. Like, have you ever seen anything like that? Like I feel like every urban area needs that on the east side, west side, south side, north side. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs to experience that.
And the art, we keep it cultural. We keep it urban. You know what I'm saying? It's a representation of who we are.
It definitely gives you, you know, respect. Like definitely respecting yourself and, you know, looking like this is what my culture is. This is my history, you know. It definitely shows a lot of respect for history.
Yeah, because a lot of people have lost their identity, you know, because, you know, so many people have been lied to over the years through textbooks, through news, through just everything, you know. And that's what I do respect about this generation is, you know, they ask a lot of questions and they demand answers. You know, when I was growing up, my generation, we weren't allowed to ask questions.
It was get out my face
do as I
thing.
say, do as I do, and get the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean? But ain't no but shit.
No, it ain't no but. Right, I'm gonna hit you in your mouth. Yeah, type of thing. You said this. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, that shit is real. I'm telling you. So, but this time they're like, well, why not? And how come? And I want to know why. And that isn't right. And you know what I'm saying? And they're holding people accountable. You know, and they're getting the truth about the history of, you know, of our country and, you know, politics and all that type of shit, you know. And then you wonder why we got so much turmoil right now going on, you know, because the truth, you know, the truth is coming to the surface. And when truth is on the manifest, falsehood gonna flee.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. My 11-year-old, he's not disobedient, but he definitely will ask me why can't we do something? Why is this? I'll ask him a question. He will go question for question for you. I'd be like, almost like, shut up, you know, and you don't really want to just say shut up, but it's just like, I would have never said that to my parent. I would be knocked down the steps, kicked in the stomach, locked in the basement type of deal.
Absolutely. For real.
Yeah, these children are definitely different.
And it's just, why not? You know, you want to understand. You want understanding, you know. When I was younger, I was embarrassed to say I didn't have the answer or I didn't know. And I didn't ask no questions because I didn't want nobody to think I was stupid. Mm-hmm. But that was stupid. You know what I'm saying? That was dumb to not ask the question. So I would just live with the fact that I don't have the answer instead of asking the question and getting the answer.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of people who still live that way because we always felt like revealing some type of ignorance made us weak or would have people would look at us like we were weak or we were dumb.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So we would remain in ignorance, you know, until we realize that it's okay to ask questions.
Absolutely.
You know, especially, you know, for men. You know, men, we were raised with a certain type of, you know, ego and pride and, you know, mindfulness of, you know, not revealing, you know, who you are or what you ain't, stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, we live in a society today where everybody feed the flesh. Everybody eat with their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And really, we living in the times where we need to be cultivating that spirit and getting tapped in.
That can only be so far from the truth because please believe these people on social media or pictures that you see, those pictures are altered. People on social media is living bad. No, don't trust the hype.
Yeah, you living a lie.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, for me, it's just about embracing the realness. You know, accepting what is and what ain't, and being able to live with it and be able to move forward. You know, it's a lot of people, they carry baggage of resentment. You know, whether it's for themselves or their parents or, you know, their community, whatever it may be, and they stay stagnant, you know.
Yeah, they do.
But I tell people all the time, you know, if you pick something up, you got to put something down. And, you know, always invest in yourself and value yourself and love yourself because you can't demand something from somebody that you can't even provide yourself. You know, it's people who have, you know, looking for other people's validation because they lack their own confidence and stuff like that. And that's sad and it's unfortunate because then you become a puppet, you know, to society. Yeah. You know, you feel like if people don't see the value in you, then you ain't worth nothing.
Right.
You know, but, you know, there's no journey like a spiritual journey because, you know what you made of. You know, you learn so much about yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, and, you know, if there's something about yourself that you don't like, work on it.
Absolutely.
You know? And what is working for you, cultivate that.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I'm just going to clap on that one right there.
Thank you. I
totally agree
with
that.
Yeah. So let me ask you, just as a mother, is it easier raising boys or daughters? Who gave you the hardest time? And
oh my goodness.
Deal with it?
I feel like boys are simple. I love both of my sons. My sons have my heart. My sons have my heart, but I am not that mother that is like a mother hen over the boys. I'm more so a mother hen over the girls. Mm-hmm.
And do you think that comes from how your mother raised you? Because you said she was always on your head a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just be on my girl's head because I was a parent at 19, and I'm just like, you know, I already been through the stupid shit, and you know, I already did all the dumb shit. So you don't got to do no dumb shit. Like enjoy your life, smile often. You know how you said invest in yourself. You know, look nice, be a lady. You know, be treated like a lady. I don't give a crap what the videos show. I guess I'm showing my age. I'm saying videos. It's social media. I don't give a crap what social media show. Everybody not dropping it like it's hot. You know, it's still men still respect ladies or young ladies. So I talk to them about that. Although I got a mother, you know, from afar now because they're an adult. So it's kind of like I can say this. You know, I hope that they're listening. You know, I'm still planting seeds and watering, but I have to water from afar and respect their judgments. But I feel like mothering or raising boys would be financially a little bit easier. Where so girls, they want shit. I'm sorry, this is so it's a show.
Yeah, no, you good. No, we don't do no sense. It's called real everyday people, baby. You got to come as you are.
They want little pink and red and little stuff. They want all these little trinkets.
Yeah.
So I would say girls are harder. Cause you know, your girls, when my son was 19 and he was dating somebody, I didn't care about nobody's daughter. You going over there, as long as you don't bring it back over here, I don't care. But then, you know, when it was time for my daughters to go out, I'm like, hey, what time you gonna be back, and who was this person, and I want to meet him, you know, type of deal. So it's definitely different with your daughters. Yeah,
definitely. I can imagine, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I had to raise my daughter from inside, you know, but I was still able to give her sound advice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and we still got a, you know, special connection. And you know, even though she thinks she know it all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes you got to let them bump their head, too.
You do.
Because, you know, when you try to just be so involved with them, then you can create a little turmoil in your relationship. You know, so sometimes you got to live and let live. You just give them a little advice, this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? And then go do what you got to do.
Yeah,
you know?
you do.
And if you choose the wrong thing, and, you know, you learn from it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't want, you know, my kids living in a repetitive form of just, you know, repeating. And, you know, since I've been home, you know, my sons Victor and Emilio, they decided they didn't want shit to do with me the day I came home, and fucked me up.
How does that work?
Especially when I talked to them 3 days before I got released from prison. We talked about, we're going to eat here. Let's go here. I can't wait to do this and do that.
Okay.
And 3 days later, the day I get home, they decide, we straight. We don't want.
And how old are your sons?
Shit, they like 23 and 21, something like that right now.
Wow. And
I was like, fuck me up. And that's the thing, is that, you know, when you're in prison, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to get home. Like, you think everything's going to go how you planned, and it doesn't. That was day one. That was the first day I got out of prison that life and reality hit me, and unexpectedly. You know, I didn't see that coming. And you know, I you know, every day I feel like there's a void in my life, you know, because I'm like, you know, I've always been a proud father, you know what I'm saying? Even when I didn't know how to father, I still loved my sons, you know. And but, you know, until, you know, I pray for them all the time, and I pray that, you know, sooner than later we can, you know, be able to mend whatever's going on. But until then, God gave me 100 sons, you know what I'm saying, to speak to raise, to, you know, to teach, and they love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I really do believe that, you know, your sons will come back, you know, because the thing is, what I want to say as far as parenting children, sometimes the children, they just see dad, my daddy, my father, my papa. They just see that image. They don't see you as Nino, or they don't see my kids don't see me as Stacey. Stacey has a life outside of being your mother. So, and I'm the parent. I'm the parent authority. Me, you know, it's me. So I'm gonna respect you. You're gonna respect me, but I'll be here until you get into your, you know, gain your senses. I'll be still here. But me chasing you down and licking your shoes, I'm not doing that.
Have any of your kids tried you yet?
My 20-year-old was giving me a little bit run for my business. She gave me
try me like days low.
She did try me. She did try me. In her 15, she tried me 15, 16, 17. Like, Like, really, sis, I did that before. Like, that's not gonna work. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you might as well just tell me what you want to do and let me decide if I'm gonna let you do it. And then, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. My oldest son, he went through a big transition around 15, 16. I didn't know that he was having some mental illness. He was diagnosed with having bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And again, in the Black community, that's something that we don't talk about, or is frowned upon, you know, getting mental health services and things like that. And I just was like, I got insurance, so this is what we're doing, you know, type of thing. And this is what you need, because this is what the discord is. This is why you're not focusing in school, because you have these different ideals and thoughts going through your mind. And I'm over here, you know, as a parent, we over here, we working our, you know, our jobs, we running our households, we trying to take care of the kids, and you over here spazzing out. And I don't know why you spazzing out. And the world, the city don't care that you spazzing out. The world don't care. The police don't care. Fire don't care.
They're just gonna hold you accountable.
They just gonna hold you accountable. And the flip side of that is my son ended up getting a felony, hanging out with some people, doing some things that he didn't have no business doing. But those other people that probably was hanging out got straight sense. You got bipolar disorder. And then now you get slapped with a felony, and it's like, damn, you know, and I take the paperwork to court and I share, hey, this is what's going on. You know, I had to find him and I had to figure, and the judge didn't care. He just was like, oh, well, I'm going to let him go, but he going to take this felony. And I just, you know, it just is like a kick in the gut. Like, damn.
Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, I was in prison when they turned prison into a dumping ground for mental health people. You know, people who had mental issues, and it created a lot of turmoil in the prisons, because you got, you know, hardened criminals, you got street guys, you got drug dealers, you got killers, you got, you know, rapists, you know what I'm saying? And then you just putting, like, it was like putting lambs with wolves, you know, and it was sad to see. You know, I worked at a prisoner observation aid in there, where I had to, you know, when there was a lot of cutters in prison, people who were cutters, people who struggled with a lot of mental health, suicide. I had to watch them when they were on suicide watch.
Wow.
And it was just such a it was just so sad to see humanity at that level, you know, where they couldn't even think because of the meds they were on.
Yeah.
You know, they barely showered. They didn't really have, you know, any social skills. I would try to facilitate life skills curriculum to them, and they're just sitting there drooling out their mouth. And I'm like, man, this is crazy, you know, like, how you going to learn anything, you know, when you're just, you know, it's just sad, you know, to see it at that extent, you know. To me, that was like the bottom, you know. Not only are you in a physical prison, but you're also in a mental prison.
Right. Not caring, you know, just being in. I could see that happening. And I hear that a lot from other people that I know that have been away. You know, they'll say, you know, it could get bad, and it can get real bad. So, yeah, I definitely respect what you're saying. I definitely hear that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I do what I do, man, just because of all the experiences, all the ugly shit I've seen and been through. And, you know, I've utilized it to help others heal from their pain and their trauma, and hopefully guide some of those to be able to avoid a lot of the stuff that, you know, that we've been through. But, Stacey, it's definitely been a pleasure having you.
Yes.
I love the conversation. I love the growth. You know what I'm saying? Let them know where they can find you, how they can reach you, and all that good stuff.
All right. So my contact information is phone number is 800-217-1275. My name on Facebook is Stacey Coleman. Definitely inbox me, friend me. I will friend you back. And again, I'm putting together a large forum in the upcoming weeks. I will drop the location and the date, and hope to meet you in person.
Big shout out to my brother Zoe at LA Landscaping. Shout out to my man Danny Reyna at DNR Construction. Much love to you, brothers. Big shout out to Edward Martell and Martell Law Firm. Hashtag Mr. Not Guilty. And, you know, everybody, man, be safe out there. Please, thank you, and excuse me goes a long way. Be kind, be patient, be understanding, man. And, you know, give yourself a break and give other people's a break, man. I'll see you guys next Monday. Love y'all. Much love to